You know, Wild Card Playoff Weekend was a great Wild Card Playoff Weekend. We've seen a lot of upsets, and boy, we have seen a dynasty go down. The Patriots was the last team to usher us into the new era of a different sports landscape following their loss to the Titans 14-13. The Patriots dynasty spanned 2 decades, starting in 2002 with a Super Bowl win over the Rams. The Patriots went on to win 5 more Super Bowls and had 8 Super Bowl appearances. Max Kellerman's first take warned us about Brady falling off a cliff, and although he was a few years early, we had to know in the back of our minds it was time versus time. There are signs that show the end is near for a dynasty. Egos can end a dynasty. We've seen this with Shaq and Kobe, who won 3 rings together before things blew over between the two. We started to see the ego take place in New England a season ago when Bill Belichick and Brady started to beef with each other after the Jimmy Garoppolo trade. Another thing that can end a dynasty is old age and retirement. We have seen this movie before with the San Antonio Spurs, who had their run in the decade, but it seemed to come to an end when Duncan and Ginobili got old and retired. We've seen it with Tom Brady, showing signs of being 42 throughout the season. Let me cut Brady some slack. Brady had no help, as Julian Edelman, who is much older than prime Edelman, was dealing with his fair shares of injuries. Another thing that can end a dynasty is what I just said, injuries. The Patriots had their fair shares of injuries on the offensive line, which can expose your offense entirely. Brady had a hard time communicating with his young wide receivers who couldn't create much separation. Gronk's retirement played a huge part in the Patriots' lackluster offense. And the problem on offense was a virus that spread throughout the whole team, especially defensively, which became lackluster after the historic start to the season. The Patriots had no answer for Derrick Henry in the recent loss against the Titans, as he racked up 182 yards on the ground, which is very uncharacteristic of the Patriot way. Now, as the Patriots season concludes, questions remain about the future of the organization. Defensive coordinator Josh McDaniels is a hot commodity in the league to be a new head coach. There are rumors of this being Brady's last game as a Patriot. Who knows? Brady can possibly follow McDaniels and team up together elsewhere. Brady also has been rumored to link with the Los Angeles Chargers. The Patriots are known to move on from players a few years before they decline. Ask Randy Moss, ask Richard Seymour, ask a whole lot of these Patriot players. So I would not find it hard to believe that Bill Belichick would want to move on from Tom Brady. Listen, Tom Brady will go down as the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. Bill Belichick will go down as the best coach in history. Most importantly, the Patriots should go down as the greatest dynasty in American sports. Belichick said something in the press conference after the loss to the Titans that should warm every grieving Patriot fan's heart. When asked by a reporter, what would you say to your Patriot fans after the loss? The people that stuck with you through thick and thin. Belichick responded by saying, I wouldn't say it's been all that thin around here personally. Belichick is right. There haven't been a lot of tears for Patriot fans, but rather celebrations. So let us celebrate what has been a great run in the history books. Also, if you're not a Patriots fan and have been waiting for this dynasty to end once it started, be careful with what you wish for. Be careful with what you wish for.
Careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for.
Like, what you talking about? I said I can't really get into it. All I can tell y'all is that it's about to go down.
The landscape of sports is changing, and there will be no more dynasties on the magnitude we have seen in the previous decades. Dynasties are great for sports, in my opinion. It draws viewers who either cheer or root against that team. I always say what makes sports great is rivalries and dynasties. The 80s, Lakers and Celtics with Larry Bird and Magic Johnson had a combination of both rivalry and dynasties. The NBA looks totally different today as the Warriors, who had a dynasty run, are looking like a lottery team. Although I think the Warriors next year, when the Splash Brothers get healthy and a young talented D'Lo can compete, they will not be as dominant. Ratings are going down in the NBA this year because of the Warriors not being who they once were. When the Warriors were chasing 73 wins, the ratings were high. Now that Curry is not there and the Warriors are struggling, the ratings are lower even with a balanced East and Western Conference occupied with dynamic duos. The Spurs dynasty is all over, and as the West continues to get better, the Spurs will probably get worse. In the NFL, you have young talented quarterbacks like Mahomes, Watson, Jackson, Wilson, Allen that will bring a competitive balance to the game of football. These quarterbacks all share one thing in common. They can make plays with their legs. This is different from our traditional pocket passes like Brady, Manning, and Breeze and Rivers. The AFC will have a quarterback not named Brady, Manning, or Roethlisberger this year representing the Super Bowl, which only happened twice since 2002. In the MLB, the Yankees may have the best shot to sustain a little dynasty with the addition of the best pitcher in baseball, Garrett Cole. However, in baseball, we all know anybody can win a championship. Ask the Washington Nationals. Ladies and gentlemen, we are entering a new decade of sports.